The Monmouth women's basketball team returns home this Saturday, the first of a Northeast Conference homestand here against the Western Pennsylvania League schools. We're happy to grab a few minutes with women's head coach Jenny Palmateer. And Coach Palmateer, before we look forward to the two games coming up, let's take a look back. Able to get that first league win this past Monday at Wagner pretty convincingly, 81-64, and some pretty encouraging signs in that game.
Oh, absolutely. We've been struggling to score a little bit in our last few games, and so to be able to put 81 points up was huge for us. I think we were up tempo in that game yesterday. We were able to knock down some easy shots. We had 22 assists. Which is definitely a season high for us. We had a lot of people contributing on the offensive end. We had a great post presence in that game. We were able to get some easy buckets in the paint, which helped. And then Gabby Singer did a great job, extra pass, hitting three-point shooters. Shavana Palvas was unbelievable, really. She was scoring inside and out. Just a really good overall team effort on the offensive end yesterday.
And, Coach, let's start there. And Shavana's offensive game really has kind of come full circle now. She seems to be a lot more versatile than in the past. She's always been a good scorer, but it seems as though she's ready to take that next step, and performances like Monday really show that.
Absolutely, and I think when Alicia went out, Chevy really took that upon herself, elevated her offensive game to the next level. I think we've always kind of known she could do a little bit of everything, but she's just playing with a different confidence about her right now. And yesterday, when she hits her first three or two, they're in trouble, because now she's going to look for that. You come running out, she's got nice quickness, can get to the rim in one or two bounces and score on the inside. She's also a matchup problem for a lot of people, because she's a big guard for us. Long arms, very athletic. So when we have, the smaller people defending her, we're able to post her up, and she got a lot in the paint that way as well.
Coach, it has to be encouraging to play that well offensively, knowing, as you said, you were missing a few key players. So now that you're going to be in the position to get some of those players back, you have to be encouraged moving forward.
Absolutely, and it's kind of one of those things, you hope is kind of a blessing in disguise kind of thing, because Alicia had been our go-to scorer, and she was consistently dropping 15, 20 points a game for us, and everybody else was doing their thing. But in her absence, we've had to have different people step up, and we've gotten to play some of our bench players a little bit more, and they've gained confidence. So I think overall we're a much stronger team now with Alicia returning, because those other people have really elevated their game and gained a lot of confidence and game experience. So I'm really hopeful that then when we have all the pieces together, we're going to be 10 times as strong.
And you kind of touched on it before, but the things the team did well the other night, I know, were the things that you preach: sharing the ball, playing fast, and playing up tempo. And now that the depth is kind of coming back, is that something that you and the rest of the staff are kind of looking forward to as well?
Absolutely. Wagner was a great example of that. They're a much improved team from last year, and they're more up tempo, and they were playing extremely hard, but they only had 7 players. And so that was the big key for us, to be able to keep running fresh bodies in there and maintain our speed, our transition, our intensity on defense was really a huge factor. They were able to stay with us for a while because they're improved and they're doing well, but they just couldn't outlast us. And on our depth was huge on that. And we've got a lot of people I feel really confident in right now. Dee Dee is going to be back. She's been in a boot with a stress fracture. She's practicing today, hopefully going to be available for next weekend. Alicia Womack practiced yesterday. Her knee is doing really well. Expect to have her full go in practice all this week and ready to go for our next games. And so really we're about at full strength right now.
And now, knowing that, we can kind of look ahead to these two pretty crucial NEC games. You start on Saturday at 3 p.m. against Robert Morris, and we'll take them briefly individually, but the Colonials are traditionally a tough team in this league. They always seem to be one of the top 3 or 4 teams in the conference, so no doubt a big challenge on Saturday.
Absolutely, and they struggled a little bit non-conference, but they're on a roll at the right time. I think they've won 3 in a row heading into our game, which is huge. And Spano is really kicking in right now, and she's got the ability to carry them. They have some good shooting guards right now. They've added that. Post play is probably a little bit where they'll be at a disadvantage, but they like to get up and down, and their guards can shoot threes. They like to penetrate, and Artemis is really a matchup problem for any team that they play, and we'll probably be throwing a few people at her. But it's a great challenge. It's a great challenge, and once you get in NEC play, anything can happen.
And to look forward to Monday, the 12 noon game that we'll get into after the question. A St. Francis, Pennsylvania team that is no stranger to success. They've won a couple of NEC championships the last few years. New head coach, but a lot of the same pieces in place.
Definitely a lot of the same pieces, and they're actually stronger, I think, this year than they were last year. They have their 2 redshirt players that sat out with injury back, and the new head coach has been the assistant coach there since they made their run and really kind of reestablished their program. And so it's not as big an adjustment, I don't think. They're running a lot of the same things, probably a lot of the same philosophies. They'll definitely be a challenge for us.
We'll keep an eye on both of those games, obviously here at home in the MAC. And speaking of the MAC, we know that you and the staff will be ready and the team will be ready. But if you could for a second, not address me anymore, but let's address the fans out there. And what do you expect from the Monmouth fans this weekend?
Well, I think really we want to fill this place. I just can't stress enough how much when this place is packed and there's electricity, we feed off of that. We really do. I'm not just saying that. We feed off of that, and I feel like it gives our team more energy. I think it's good for at least 10 to 15 extra points.
Well, then we'll make sure the more the fans, hopefully the more points. And to further Coach Palmateer's point, to let you know what's going on this weekend, there's a lot happening here on campus at the MAC at Monmouth University. Both the game on Saturday and the game on Monday are part of a special local youth appreciation program that the athletic department is running. If you're a local middle or elementary school student and Monmouth and Ocean County, but also if you're watching this interview now, you can come on down too. You can get up to 4 free tickets by just presenting your school report card or student ID at the ticket window on game day. Also, tickets are available by calling 732-263-5735 or emailing hawktickets@monmouth.edu. Come watch Coach Palmateer and the Hawks play and cheer MU on this weekend as MU starts play Saturday against Robert Morris and then Monday at noon in the matinee at the MAC against St. Francis, Pennsylvania.